The wind swept through the narrow alleyways of Changjian like a whisper of things unspoken. Cracked loudspeakers blared state propaganda from rusted poles, reminding citizens of their unyielding duty to the supreme leader. In the dim morning light, Yun-hee adjusted the scarf over her long, ebony hair, an inherited crown, carefully nurtured by her grandmother and mother. Today, however, a shadow loomed. The knock came not with force, but finality. 3 uniformed officials stood at the door, their expressions blank. Her mother clutched Yun-hee's arm. They knew, everyone knew, once your name was called, protest was irrelevant. The leader has chosen you for the purity ceremony, one of them said. You will be honored, a word used to mask obedience with glory. Yun-hee stepped into the government van, her eyes burning with a fire she dared not speak. Inside the cold marble halls of the ceremonial complex, each girl was stripped of her identity. Yun-hee sat under blinding lights. A woman in uniform approached with clippers. State purity begins with sacrifice, she said. As the clippers buzzed, Yun-hee's long black hair fell in waves to the floor. She did not flinch. When the shaving was done, she looked straight into the camera. Her bald head gleamed, not a mark of shame, but of defiance. The camera caught it all. The footage aired, people watched, but they didn't see submission. They saw Yun-hee, unblinking, unbroken. Whispers spread. Drawings of her face appeared in back alleys. Girls cut their hair in solidarity. Her shaved head became a symbol of rebellion. Kim Jong-un watched the footage. Who is this girl? Yun-hee. From Changjian. Bring her back. In a concrete cell, Yun-hee sat beneath a harsh light. You will denounce the rebellion, the officer demanded. She stared at him. It wasn't the haircut that made me strong. It was what they tried to take. His voice rose. You think the people will follow a bald peasant girl? They already have. At night, a girl in a janitor's uniform appeared. Ji Young, part of the underground Hanyul line. We're getting you out, she said. Through tunnels beneath Pyongyang, they fled. A fishing boat waited. As Yun-hee boarded, Ji Young said, the world must see what North Korea fears most. A girl with nothing left to lose. In a secret studio in China, Yun-hee spoke. Greater than. My name is Yun-hee. I was chosen to be silenced. But in losing my hair, I found my voice. The broadcast spread like wildfire. Greater than. To every woman ever silenced, to every man who dared to listen, the regime ends when we stop kneeling. The regime tried to block it, but it was too late. The people responded not with fear, but fire. Girls shaved their heads, mothers formed circles, soldiers refused orders, and the murals appeared. Yun-hee, bald, bold, beneath a phoenix. You can take our hair. You cannot take our will. They created a fake Yun-hee. A public execution. A lie. But the people knew. And when the real Yun-hee held up that video in defiance, saying, greater than, if I were dead, I would not still be fighting. The regime's lie collapsed. Silent blackouts. Codes. Operation Warsaw. Military defectors. Sabotaged towers. Streets flooded with chants. We are Yun-hee. April 27th. The propaganda center exploded. Pyongyang rose, and the soldiers saluted the bald girls with painted banners. Kim Jong-un fled. Statues crumbled. Broadcasts flipped. Borders cracked open. Prison doors swung wide. And Yun-hee, watching from Seoul, whispered, now we begin. Years later, in her family home, Yun-hee stood bald and free. Children played in the garden. Girls with shaved heads and open futures laughed beneath cherry blossoms. One child gave Yun-hee a drawing, a bald woman with fire for hair. Beneath it, we are Yun-hee.